Welcome to this video, the second part of the Road to the World Championship series, presenting great games by the two participants, World Champion Vichy Anand and Challenger Magnus Carlsen. And this turn is for Carlsen game. So let's start. And I'm going to start with rather old game by Carlsen's standards from 2004. So back then he was only 13 years old, not even a grandmaster at the time, just an international master rated 2480 or 84. And this was played in Wijk, the traditional venue for this tournament that has seen quite a number of names over the years. The Hooghovens tournament back then, the Chorus tournament, and now it's called Tata Steel tournament. But Carlsen then didn't play in the first group, of course, the A group, but in the C group, which means the third best group. Very often this tournament, while being very strong, is a mixture of some Dutch juniors and some accomplished GMs, but Carlsen, while being one of the lower rated players in this field, won this tournament with a big score of 10.5 points out of 13, scoring lots of wins. And the game I'm showing here is playing against the second place in the tournament, Dutch grandmaster. I'm not quite sure if he was a GM at the time, probably not, Carlsen-Ernst. At the time, Ernst was also rated about 2,500. He later got much stronger, even being higher rated than 2,600. So a pretty strong opponent by the standards of the time. And this was really Carlsen's breakthrough tournament. He was certainly known before that for insiders, but winning the C group with such a big score was a huge deal. Actually, to put my own perspective into this, it was quite funny at the time to recognize that I actually had played Carlsen a couple of years ago on the ICC, because he was playing on the ICC from a very early age under the handle Magnus. And it had in the notes, I will always remember that, something like this, hello from Norway, Magnus Carlsen, 10 years old. And at the time, of course, you thought it was a joke because he was playing really, really well. And I also lost games. I mean, I'm pretty sure I won one of those games, but I lost many games. And you cannot really believe it's a 10-year-old. I always thought it was a joke. And then like 3 or 4 years later, you see that this name wasn't some invention, but it was a real 10-year-old that beat you. Okay, so we have a Caro-Kann here. Let's go to the game. And it's the classical line with bishop f5. Let's see. h4. This is the most testing approach to the classical, threatening the bishop and gaining space on the king side. Here with h5, this exchange, this is very well known. If the classical variation with 4 bishop f5 is played, you will almost always get this position, bishop f4. Here white has a principal choice between bishop d2 and bishop f4. Quite often it transposes. On bishop f4 now, Ernst plays knight f6. There are alternatives. Black can also play this check, trying to provoke the move c3, which might not be a move that white wants to play if he intends to castles long. Or black can also play queen a5 with similar ideas, and after bishop d2 returning. But this means that the queen is committed to c7 early. Knight f6 is perfectly alright. I'm just mentioning the alternatives. Long castle, bishop e7 and knight e4. This is all very normal. King b1 protected the a2 pawn. and now castles short. So this is the, yeah, I think you can still call it the modern interpretation of the classical, where black castles short and not castles long. You can go back to the 70s or even earlier, when black almost exclusively was playing in this way. Like let's put this
Check.
on the board. It was this kind of setup with long castles, and now they all go for a short castle, trying to later get counterplay with c5 and also get counterplay against the king. The reason why this was thought to be a bit suspicious for a long time is that White has this ready-made push g4, g5 to open up the g file, but it seems that this is not the end of the world. Okay,
Check.
Carlsen now exchanged on f6 and centralized the knight. Very natural approach. Black played rook d8 and queen e2. This looks like a prophylactic move, getting the queen out of the rook's way. Certainly it is a prophylactic move in a way, but there's also a little trap connected with this move, and in this game Carlsen-Ernst falls right into this trap. The best moves for black here are queen b6 or knight to d5. For example, let's put it on the board: knight d5, bishop c1, it was attacked, and then prepare or play c5. Black should have sufficient counterplay here. It's a rather standard position for this line. But Ernst played this immediately, and in fact this move leads to big trouble for black. Maybe if you want to treat this as an exercise, I'm not expecting you to calculate the upcoming complications to the end. This would be a huge accomplishment, but just to maybe you can find the idea. I'll be quiet for a couple of seconds. Alright, so the key attacking move here played by Carlsen is knight g6, and this is very nice. Just hopping into the slightly weakened square by h6. The square was weakened, and yeah, what is the point of this? We'll see what happens if black captures, because this is what Carlsen-Ernst played here. The only alternative would be rook to e8, not giving up an exchange. And after this move, which is, yeah, not ideal, obviously, but black shouldn't lose immediately. Check. White would take on c5, and now it's not so easy to recover this pawn, because you always have the situation on the d file, and if black takes on d1, cat grabs here, there's bishop d6, and you lose a whole rook here. So it's difficult to recover the pawn. Black can hold on though and try to fight. For example, after this, maybe rook to d7. Let's say rook d7, bishop e3, and you can try to round up this pawn. Maybe move the rook, knight d7. White is clearly better, but it's still not an immediate loss. However, Carlsen-Ernst just grabbed this knight, and now we see a very forceful attack coming.
Check.
Queen e6, check. And the point is, okay, of course, that the bishop here is hanging. So what should black do? Went here. The point is, after queen e7, there's knight d5, and there's an attack on both pieces. So this isn't ideal. If black would go rook f7. It's easy, just winning this rook. And what else is there? Could go here.
Check.
Then white would just take here. This kind of line is really devastating. Also, this simple capture is also big edge. So king h8 is the most testing. And what now? As we saw, this is not really great. And what Magnus played is very strong. He just captured on g6. And this obviously introduces a big threat in the position. This is bishop takes h6, opening up the h-file. So black really has no alternative to knight g8, what he played. Also, now e7 is hanging. For example, if black plays this here, he takes, and now knight d5, there's rook
Check.
h6, and it's mate next move. It's very, very dangerous. So knight g8 is the move to play. But okay, what's next? It's really a bit of a steamroller, this game. White just takes on h6, smashing open the h-file. Takes, and here's
Check.
the next sacrifice. Just busting open the king position. Yeah, black needs to take. This is
checkmate.
made in one. So knight takes, queen e7. This is all quite easy to calculate, even from knight g6. I think this is easy, but what you need to do is you need to spot that it is really winning, because black now has a defensive move. It's the simple threat, but it can be defended by knight f7. And here in this position, you need to see beforehand, when you play knight g6, that here white has a decisive continuation. It is obviously very dangerous, but what exactly is the win? For example, if white starts with rook h1 check, which looks completely normal, after king g7, where's the king g8? Where's the win? It's not so easy. Let's say a move like queen f6, knight h6, and it's not an immediate mate. Carlsen, however, found a very convincing continuation, and this is g takes f7, just taking. And now it's multiple threats. There's this part for the rook, and also rook h1, of course. So this is now absolutely indefensible. Let's have a look. For example, if black plays this, trying to use the queen to defend, there's queen e5 check.
Check.
And around here, I didn't analyze this in detail, but this looks like, yeah, this looks like it should be an easy win. Threatening this with mate, or mate in two moves, and I guess there's no defense. This is also a mate.
Checkmate.
Or this one.
Check. Check.
And yeah, white is up. How many pawns? 4 pawns? Yeah, 4 pawns, and it's a rather straightforward plan. Yeah, Sipke played king g7 here, and now rook d3 is the decider. The good old rook lift. Yeah, no defense. king, if the queen helps or
Check.
tries to help, it will just
Check.
be taken. And now d5 is strong. The problem is that the rooks are simply tied together. You cannot take here, you cannot take here, and you cannot move the rooks. So white has enough time to push the pawns and at the end get to the king. He played a rook to d6.
Check.
Here we go. Check.
Check.
And queen e5. From here it's a forced mate, but nicely, very nicely, Carlsen-Ernst now allowed a very cute finish. After this, king e7 is a bit tougher. I mean, in number of moves.
Check.
This is very easy win. Like
Check.
this, white grabs everything and will mate in a couple of moves. But he played the rook f6 here and allowed
checkmate.
Queen d7 mate being played on the board. And this is a very nice version of the epaulette, I'm not sure about the pronunciation, mate, where the king is robbed of 2 squares by rooks, or could also be other pieces like knights. Or knight would take. Knight would take. Yeah, it's rooks, I think. And it's a very nice mate. This is covering the backyard of the king, so to say, and the rooks here taking away the flight squares. So a very nice, not too difficult, actually, very nice attacking game. And I chose this game because it's a nice, easy game. But also because it marks Carlsen's breakthrough performance, and people really got aware that there's a really big talent coming. You don't win this Wijk Seed tournament with 10.5 points when you're 13 years old without being an extraordinary talent. And in 2004, this year, Carlsen also became a grandmaster, and the tournaments right after this Wijk tournament, he scored, I think, GM norms in every tournament, and really quickly got close to a world-class level. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this game, and I'll be back tomorrow with another game of the 2 players. I think this will be an Anand game again. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Till tomorrow. Bye.